What's up, YouTube? Team Gradelock here, and obviously we're gonna do another deck profile of DAIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIII. So we can do a deck profile of his own deck and see what's what.
Alrighty, so we're doing the Great DAIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIII Pretty much, very good starter for the Daiyusha build. Makes a great 5k booster, which helps hit a magic number, as well as a good last-ditch effort if you Gradelock. So when you have a grade 2 Dimensional Police Vanguard, you can take 4 Dimensional Robos that have Dimensional Robo in the name, put them into the soul, and then superior ride a grade 3 DAIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIiIiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiii. But, it's a good option to have just in case.
Not bad.
Alright, trigger lineup. Run 4 heals, standard. Nothing much to say about that. I run 7 crits, so 4 of Dimensional Robo die battles and 3 Justice Cobalt. Pretty much, I like him because, if I do use Daiyusha's ability, I can Soul Blast him from the soul, and then I can give a 3k to my Vanguard, which is pretty good for the regular Daiyusha to add pressure. And then I run 5 draws. 5 draws, I like running over like 4 because it gives me a better chance to at least get draw trigger as a defense, especially after I use Daiyusha. I go -4, so I want to make sure I have at least a decent number of draws to help me recover from that.
Okay.
Alrighty. Now for grade 1s. 4 Diamond Aces. Perfect Shields. When Set 9 came out and Bermuda's right on the horizon with a break ride, you're gonna have to need 4 perfect guards. It's definitely a must, especially if you want to block those really high numbers with 8, with Platinum Azel, with the blood, all of that. So that's why 4 is mandatory. 4 of Dimensional Robo Daiyusha. He's a great 7k booster. I use him a lot just to kind of help hit magic numbers. So 16k for 11k Vanguards, and plus he has an extra effect that when he's Soul Blasting the Soul, you get to add plus 3k to a DAIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIiIIiIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiii16. And 4 of Dimensional Robo Daiylander. This guy is definitely one of the MVPs in my deck in terms of grade 1s, because when he's placed on rear guard, I counterblast 1. I give 4k to any Dimensional Robo. So it's actually very good to kind of when you have regular Daiyusha out, place him down behind him, counterblast 1, give +4. So now regular Daiyusha is swinging with 20k and an extra critical. So it's definitely good for adding that good game pressure.
Very nice.
And then the 2 I check are Glory Makers. Glory Makers are definitely one of the best Vanguard boosters I have. They boost to 10k when I have Limit Break available, and so with Great Daiyusha, I can swing for 25k, which is the magic number for 10k Vanguards. So she's definitely useful, and I'll definitely run 2 just in case 1 gets damage checked. Now for grade 2s. I run 4 a Dimensional Robo Dragon. He's a 12k attacker as long as you have a Dimensional Robo Vanguard, and since I have Dimensional Robos a good amount for my grade 2s, I won't have to worry about losing out on that plus 3k bonus, because it really does help in those situations. Plus intercepting, very good. I went 4 of Super Dimensional Robo Daiyuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuu she would count when she's in the soul. And plus on rear guard, when she hits the vanguard, I get to add plus 3k to any of my other deep police units. So it's definitely good to kind of like even, you know, push a bit further, especially say if I use, you know, Dailander or, you know, Soul Blast, you know, Dai Mariner or Dai Battles from the Soul. It can definitely help out adding on that, you know, that extra 3k when it hits. Definitely a good sleeper hit as well. Now for the others, since, you know, there's no third set of Dimensional Robos for Grade 2s, I decided to do 2 twin orders. The 10k vanilla, he's always good for, you know, a backup vanguard just in case, as well as you know, a pretty good rear guard that people would be hitting a lot. And then the other 2 I check in are Operator Go and Mika. Now, since the only other counterblasting that I do in this deck is from Dailander, she can definitely come in handy by, you know, counterblasting 2 on hit draw card. So she can definitely help out. Since I also have the 5 draws on top of it, I have her on for draw power just in case.
That is true. You don't have that much to counterblast with.
Yep. And then we go on to the Grade 3s. I run 4 of the regular Super Dimensional Robo Daiyusha. Pretty much I use him quite a bit. I definitely want to make sure I can ride him first. And then, you know, I can use, you know, Dai Mariner, Dailander, and mix it up with die battles as well, just to get that soul blasting. So especially when I use Daiyusha, I'm gonna have like an excess number of Daiyusha, an excess number of dimensional robos in the soul, so I can definitely soul blast or just get him up so that he always swings with that extra critical. It definitely makes people, second guess, taking that first grade 3 hit, especially on the twin drive. And then 3 of the ultimate dimensional robo Great Daiyusha. Now the reason I run 3 is that I believe that, especially with Daiyusha, that I'm probably gonna not need a 4th one since of the experience, it kind of clogs up the hand quite a bit. But still, he makes a great Vanguard, especially when you have Super Dimensional Robo in the Soul, so that he becomes 13k, and then Limit Break, when he attacks, since there's 3 or more Dimensional Robos in the Soul, he automatically gains an extra 2k and an extra critical. So that means that by himself, he's swinging for 15. So, put him behind Mariner, it's 22. Glory Maker, it becomes 25. So it's definitely a very good Vanguard card, so that my opponent will always have to either need a perfect guard or just guard with more than 2 cards in their hand. So it definitely helps out in that aspect.
It definitely is true. Making 25Ks with extra crit, pretty broken in this format.
Yeah, it helped me out at least from when I play tested this build out. Definitely helped me out. Didn't feel a lot of clog in my hand, and plus with the draw power from the 5 draws and Mika, it helps to balance it out of it, especially if I use Daiyusha's skill.
Okay, so what would you say is your worst matchup with this deck?
My worst matchup with this deck is probably, I guess, maybe gold paladins, especially when I go up against Azel. It can be pretty hard to control a lot of the explosions that it has, especially when they do ultimate break. So I would consider that bad matchup. That and also Kageros and Narakamis, because when they retire my rear guards, it's pretty hard to kind of get more cards out of their hand, because I have to make sure I always have at least a column up. Because with Great Daiyusha, even at Limit Break, even the simple perfect guard, that's only 2 cards out of their hand, and they're gonna get more cards, when it's their turn. So I would consider also that would be a pretty bad matchup.
Okay, what would you say is your best matchup against?
Best matchup, I gotta say Aquaforce, because especially when I have Great Daiyusha and he's cross-ridden, a lot of times they can't hit 13, especially with the stand trigger. So it could be pretty tough for them to hit it. When I have Super Dimensional Robo, yeah, I can definitely see why it'll be easy to hit, especially when you have the Storm Riders and Benedict out. But then when you have Great Daiyusha in there, pretty much it makes it a hell of a lot easier, and you'll have to be swinging for no hits at all just so they can get to that 3rd or 4th battle.
That's pretty broken. So basically, you just laugh at anyone who plays Aquaforce.
Pretty much, yeah, because you just have to because they have to swing at the Vanguard for a lot of their hits, and then when that doesn't hit, it's there's no cards out of your hand. So all
right, well, since that statement is true, this man plays Aquaforce, so you two please laugh at him. Laugh at him.
Oh, dude.
Yes. How does it feel to you that YouTube's gonna laugh at you?
Considering you probably only have less than 100 subscribers.
That does not matter.
It's only less than 100 people.
All right.
We still got it, though.
Well, is there anything else you want to say about this Deep Police deck?
I think it's definitely going to be good. I am looking forward to the break rights for Dimensional Police as well. I want to see how they're going to support either the Dimensional Robo build or the Zeal build. I think that it's going to be very interesting. I'm very looking forward to the reveal on the Card Fight Vanguard wiki.
All right, it's not bad. And last question.
Yeah.
Do you suspect? Do you assume that the police are gonna get either reversed or they're gonna be the heroes? Because as we've seen in the new intro, Caesar was there with them. So you think he's gonna come back, or he's gonna come back to save the day?
Yeah, Team Kaiser's definitely gonna come back. They're definitely going to come back, and I don't know, I guess from at least the intro, it seems that those are the people that are not being reversed. The only person that's kind of the exception is Naoki, and he already got knocked out of that too. So I'm thinking that, alright, maybe this is the remaining crew that's the survivors, and then, we're going to see what happens there, because we already know that, Red and everybody else, it seems like they're all going to get reversed, and they're all going to get, some crazy type of cards that's going to go on with them. I think that Dimension Boost, if they have to though, I would think that it would be Dimensional Robo that would not get reversed, but Zeal, I have a high possibility it probably will be reversed.
Okay, it's not bad.
Yeah.
Alright, then we'll hopefully with your next Team Gradelock Unlocks, hopefully talk about it with us.
Definitely.
Alright then, well, thank you for the epic deck profile of D-Police. Nice thumbs up. Anything you want to say before we head out?
Just keep playing. Just keep playing. Keep standing. Just keep it up.
Alright guys, you heard from the man himself. Take care.